Hi there, welcome to the live premiere. Welcome if you're currently watching, appreciate it. Today we're going to be going around the theme and topic of UFOs, aliens. Now, I've had a bit of experience with coming across them in the past in real life and documented it too on my channel. If you look back, it should be available. And obviously a lot's gone on in the news and more so in recent time, arguably speaking, more in the US. And I guess quite a few people that watch my videos interested in that type of stuff. Was suggested by Maria Morano, so that's why we're going to be taking a look at that today to understand what's going on, give my thoughts, my analysis on the matter. Am I really familiar with UFOs in the US? Not quite, but when I look back with the Kenny Veach case, missing person case, and the mysterious M cave, there was the theory circulating that what if Kenny Veach was abducted by aliens? What if some kind of creature landed? What about Nevada, the test range sites, the military test range, the Nellis Air Force test range, and further afar and across some Area 51, the mountains and the alien greys or the alien whites, how on the side of the mountain is like an entrance point where UFOs can go in and out. Was it told by Bob Lazar? I can't remember exactly, but I do remember looking at an article at one point, okay? So, yeah, there is possibilities there. Even with the Dylan Rounds case, as some of you will be familiar with, Canis Cooley, Justin Rounds talking about receiving ideas and theories that aliens abducted Dylan Rounds, which was very, very unlikely and silly, but people do come out with stuff. At the end of the day, what I do acknowledge is you'll get genuine people that believe in aliens, UFOs, but can still, be level-headed about it. Then you get the extreme people that go a bit over the top and don't use reasoning ability. But then equally you can get other people that are in complete denial and just not accept it whatsoever. They're problematic as well. You want to try and be in the middle, demonstrate some kind of balance, right? Obviously, when you experience, whether it be something paranormal, something alien-like, out of this world, and you're the only one to see it, and you weren't able to document it at the time, it's very hard to convince people. It's very hard to share with people and get them to listen, right? Unless you're within the community of other people, right? There's that. I guess with time, as time goes on, more people believe in it, more people get interested. So to share stories, it gets easier. I mean, it's not the end of the world, you can't share it, but, I think what we can acknowledge is when it does come to these UFOs and even Bigfoot and many other things out there, the video quality is always poor, it's always blurry, recorded almost on a Nokia device, shaky camera, and it's like, why? Why now, till this day? I guess it's probably done on purpose because maybe by making it a bit blurry or fuzzy, to make it seem like something is there when it's not, to get away with maybe someone faking it in the background. Yeah. I mean, people in the chat, let me know your thoughts. Have you seen true footage of UFOs where it seems 100% confirmed? I want to know your thoughts down below. But I just wanted to do like a brief little introduction there. You want to catch up on my previous videos, feel free to do so, all on my channel, if you look back now. We don't need to check the comments of the last video because this is a completely different topic and theme. I can look back at the comments in the next video when I'm a bit more focused and dial in on Dylan Rounds. Just have a little break from that at the moment. Do also have a live premiere coming out later on if you want to check that out too. Watch of rounds, gameplay, bit of a live stream, live premiere type of format, if that makes sense to you. Just try and level up there, think outside the box, etc. But right now, aliens, UFOs, look at the latest articles and news out there. First time reading it, read along if you want to, or just listen on in and see, what's going on. So the first article here on screen, title reading, Government is in possession of up to 30 UFOs recovered since World War II, journalist claims. So it's only a claim, but we'll read and see what it's all about. 30? Is that a lot? Since World War II? It's not a lot, to be honest. Not that much. But if you're talking about rarity of finding UFOs which have landed, crash landed, whatever, maybe it is considered quite rare. Anyone in the chat, do you think this is true? Or just in general, would you be surprised if this turned out to be the case? It's by David Huckstead, posted August 14th, 2023, 11:36. I thought that said amputate then. Videos by Outkick. More UFO allegations are coming out, and the latest one might involve the government having dozens of crashed crafts. There was recently a hearing in Congress about UFOs and unexplainable events in the sky. The most shocking claim from whistleblower David Grusch, when he claimed the United States government absolutely has the remains of non-human bodies. Actually, I think I do remember hearing that in the news some time ago. I heard people talking about it on live premieres as well in the videos here and there. The next article we look at will focus more on David Grusch, so make sure to stick around. But yeah, United States government remains non-human bodies. Well, if that's really the case, then it explains why they've got supposed UFOs as well. About 30 of them crash landed, aliens died at the same time, maybe upon impact, and, done what they've done. What have they done on those aliens, though? Did they do like an autopsy or anything else, I wonder? There are several other stunning claims, including the claim the United States has taken down at least one, people have been hurt to hide secrets, and much more. Being silenced, right. I mean, there was that time where they were saying, are UFOs being shot down in the sky? What's going on? It turned out to be those Chinese spy balloons. Let's read subheading. Does the government have crashed UFOs? Now, UFO journalist Michael Schellenberger. Oh no, not another burger. I go from one burger to another. Branko burger in the Idaho 4 case, in the Dylan Rounds case, Ed Harshbarger burger. Any more burgers? Might as well go to KFC. Might as well go to Burger King at this rate. Wow. But yeah, Schellenberger is claiming some people within the government have told him the USA doesn't just have one craft, it has dozens. In quotes, very, very senior people with high security clearances were afraid to talk to me. I believe that if they had talked to me, it could have been very bad for them. They were straight up. There's somewhere at least on the north side of a dozen retrieved non-human craft. I have other people that say it's up to 30, and that's all since World War II, Schellenberger said in an interview with Glenn Beck. There's an image of a UFO. Obviously not a real one, is it? Interest in the subject of the unknown continues to fascinate Americans. Only Americans? Is that it? Americans are absolutely fascinated by UFOs and what's going on in the sky. Are aliens among us? Is it all part of a government program? Are the true believers crazy? Could the government be conducting a massive cover-up? You never know. There could be, right now, people secretly lurking in the chat of this live premiere who's an alien. You never know. The answer to all those questions are unknown, however, weird stuff doesn't stop happening. Below is a list of incidents and news from the past couple of months. Government is hiding crafts of non-human origins, according to whistleblower David Grusch. Dead alien pilots have been recovered. As was also reported, the government is in possession of at least 12 crafts. A man called 911 in Las Vegas after claiming crashed aliens were in his backyard. I remember hearing that. While police couldn't confirm the alien claim, they did acknowledge they saw something fall. The man in Vegas later uploaded a video doubling down on the claim. The Vatican helped cover up a 1933 UFO crash. A UFO was found with an interior the size of a football stadium. What is that? Josh Hawley said whistleblower claims are pretty close to what he heard in briefing. David Grusch gave shocking testimony under oath to Congress. People can't get enough of UFO claims, speculation, and the mystery surrounding the topic. That's just a fact. And Michael Schellenberger is one of the biggest names in UFO journalism. He's not some random dude who got high on the street and started rambling on about wild conspiracies. Yeah, this is the thing, right? Is that it? Well, we'll just finish off reading this. Now, does it mean the claim is true? Of course not. None of this guarantees little green men are flying around, even if some members of Congress absolutely believe that's the case and murders have happened to cover it up. What is out there? Will we ever find out? Are we alone? There might not be any good answers right now, but we'll continue to hunt them down for the Outkick audience. Okay, so that's a little bit of talk there. I'll share with you my thoughts right now. So as you saw in that article, it did like a little bit of a comparison saying this individual that's come out, Schellenberg, with his ideas and claims about the 30 UFOs being in possession of the US government, etc., is that he's not like... Oh, got low battery on the screen. Shit. Basically, he's not like some random individual on the street where it says like the world's going to end. because of his position, because of his education, his background, etc., people are going to look up to him and listen to him more likely compared to some random person on the street. And that's what it's all about. At some point, at some time, you could get a homeless person, someone who's a bit rough around the edges in different ways. They see what they see. They don't obviously have much possession. They don't have really much. They can't record it either. They can only just say from what they've witnessed. They could come across a UFO in the sky, being homeless, out in the open all the time, or for as long as they've been out there for. See a UFO in the sky, daytime or nighttime, no one else is around, they see it. They started sharing their story online or in public, somehow reaching out to others. Are people going to listen to someone like them? Or are they going to start judging and think, oh, well, homeless, not that successful, in a bit of a mess, maybe not quite there mentally, maybe lying, oh, no footage either, yeah, we're not going to listen to them. And they could be telling the truth. But then you get the other people, higher ups, okay, bit of a background, maybe more well known, and they say they've made a claim that they've seen them or that others are in possession of them, UFOs, aliens. People are more likely to listen and look up. So there's a bit of a hierarchical structure there, like how you convince people over time. Unfortunate, but just one of those things. Maybe the deal breaker, if you don't meet the other requirements or factors, is just to simply record it. But hey, this is the thing, you can record something, you can upload it, you can share it, and people are probably going to still play it down and say, oh, fake, oh, it's been added in, edited, it's not real. So sometimes it is really hard to convince people about something or convince someone the truth. They've got to experience it themselves to really believe in it or to know about it, have an idea. And I've only had a very limited experience, okay? Maybe I could do a standalone video of that, just my experiences when I come across it. Didn't record it all, just like one video online. Maybe I could share that or post it again in a different video, maybe. I know there's one person in chat saying they wanted UFO stuff, so I guess this counts in a way. So 30 in total in the US, any other countries. My other question is, if aliens were killed upon this earth, do you get arrested for that? Do you get, first degree murder and desecration? Do you even get charged when aliens don't come from this earth? Does that make sense? Does anyone know? Is there any criminal charges for that? Yeah, I mean, if someone was to do something bad to an animal, it's treated as animal cruelty and you get punished, of course. But what about a non-human who's not even from this earth? What happens there? Do you get in trouble? What happens if you had an alien doing drug trafficking? Do they fall under drug trafficking still? Do they still get charged even though they're not a part of this world? I mean, the aliens don't have to worry about having a visa or anything. They can just cross wherever they want, can't they? Anyway, let's move more back onto Grusch, or Grusch, however you say his name. Look at the next article where it goes a bit deeper into him specifically. All right, here we are. The next article title reads, UFO whistleblower kept security clearance after psychiatric detention. Oh, so what? Locked up, silenced to shut up at one point because he was speaking out and the typical, you're crazy, you need locking up type mentality took place? Maybe. The whistleblower being David Grusch, star witness of Congress's UFO hearings, retained his clearance despite alleged substance abuse issues. Oh, FOI documents reveal. Oh, wait, substance use. I'm going to say that the use of substance and overusing it was what led to his claims speaking out. His thing, these background factors could be taken into mind. If a person's like an alcoholic or takes substance, overuses it, and then speaks out, are they truly speaking or are they just not quite thinking straight? Article by Ken Klippenstein, August 9th, 2023. Right, so I guess that's, what's his name? Grusch. I guess that's Grusch there. Okay. In quotes, non-human biological material recovered from purported, don't you mean reported, UFO crash sites. A decades long, wait, are we reading actual wording here of it? Is it? What the fuck? A decades-long secret program to reverse engineer extraterrestrial aircraft, government cover employing administrative terrorism to silence truth tellers. Oh no, not truth tellers and secrets, not that again. These are some of the extraordinary claims made to Congress by Madge. Madge. Say Marge Simpson. Major. Don't worry. I know Corey recently said I don't understand the US abbreviations, but I'm getting there. Major David Grusch, a 36-year-old retired Air Force intelligence officer who also served as an advisor to the Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. Last month, the House Oversight Committee opened an investigation after Grusch claimed he was retaliated against for blowing the whistle on the US government's alleged UAP recovery program. Security clearances of the sort Grusch has held are subject to strict requirements, including regarding psychological episodes and substance issues. Grusch has used his high-level clearance to shore up his credibility, telling the committee, "I was cleared to literally all relevant compartments and in a position of extreme trust in both my military and civilian capacities." Right, so basically the position he holds or has been in, people are more likely to look up and listen to him. Yeah. But police records obtained by The Intercept under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act revealed that on October 1st, 2018, Grusch was committed to a mental health facility based in part on a report that he made a suicidal statement after Grusch's wife told him he was an alcoholic and suggested that he get help. Oh, well, I said alcoholic earlier, so I kind of predicted that already. In quotes, husband asked to kill him. A police incident report produced by the Loudoun County Sheriff states he is very angry, guns are locked up. Right. Grusch did not respond to a request for comment emailed via his lawyer or to a voicemail left on his phone. On Tuesday evening, Ross Coulthart, Australian independent journalist, covers UFOs and has interviewed Grusch, posted a statement attributed to Grusch and X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, now known as X, but you type in Twitter, it still comes up as Twitter. In quotes, it has come to my attention that The Intercept intends to publish an article about two incidents in 2014 and 2018 that highlights previous personal struggles I had with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, grief and depression. The statement reads, as I stated under oath in my congressional testimony, over 40 credentialed intelligence and military personnel provided myself and my colleagues the information I transmitted to the intelligence community, Inspector General ICIG, and I took the leadership role to represent the concerns of these distinguished and patriotic individuals. Grusch's wife, Jessica Grusch, did not respond to several requests for comment. A former colleague of Grusch's expressed shocked that he retained his clearance after the 2014 incident, which was also documented in public records at the time by the Intercept. Makes you think, like, if it happened these days, would you retain your clearance level or not? Would you be demoted? Would you be struck? I wonder. And of course, I think it's like any insular group. Once you're in, they generally protect their own, and said former colleague who asked not to be named because they feared professional reprisal. Obviously, if you're within it, you've joined, you're higher up, you're going to be protected more. That's true. If you're lower down, not as important, kicked out. Former colleague said that the 2014 incident was known to Grusch's superiors, claimed that Coulthart appeared to confirm in an interview in News Nation, a subscription to... Okay. The intelligence community and the Defense Department clearly accepted there was no issues because he was allowed to keep his security clearance. Waiting for you to kill me. On the evening of October 1st, 2018, Grusch's wife contacted the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office to report that Grusch was drunk and suicidal, according to the incident report. She told him that he was an alcoholic and that he needed to get help. According to a narrative account from the Sheriff's Office, he replied, "I've just been waiting for you to kill me." Right. Though the names are redacted, the documents describe a husband and wife at home that Grusch and his wife owned at the time, according to Loudoun County records. The property has since been sold. The incident report also describes the subject as Air International Guard and previously active duty Air Force. Grusch served in the Air Force and Air National Guard. Right, so with him serving in the Air Force, military, etc., was that what caused his PTSD, or is it dating before that? Was PTSD caused by him witnessing UFOs? I wonder. And was it because of being in the Air Force, flying through the sky in jets, planes, whatever, helicopters, that he witnessed UFOs, I wonder? The man could be violent, very strong, reports note, adding that he might be suffering from PTSD, sometimes makes these threats when drunk. Report continues. he's never self-harm. Okay. The narrative case report describes law enforcement officers detaining Grusch under an emergency custody order and taking him to a local emergency room where mental health specialists decided to ask a magistrate to issue a temporary detention order. Based on the order, an officer transferred Grusch to Ladue Adult Medical Psychiatric Services, an inpatient program in the Anova Ladue Cornwall Medical Campus in Leesburg. Separate police report dated October 13, 2014 describes a similar incident, a 27-year-old male threatening suicide at a property that county records show was owned at the time by Grusch and his ex-wife, Kendall McMurray. The property has since been sold. The report notes that he is violent and has access to weapons. McMurray did not respond to multiple requests. Right. Okay. Public law enforcement records. 2 Republican members of the House Oversight Committee, Reps Anna Pauline Luna and Tim Burchett, were asked with organising the July 26 hearing after Grusch's whistleblower claims became public. Not all House Republicans are supportive of the effort. Rep Mike Turner, chair of the House Intelligence Committee, has taken a dim view of Grusch's claims. Every decade, there's been individuals who said the United States have such pieces of unidentified flying objects that are from outer space. Turner said, there's no evidence of this, and certainly it would be quite a conspiracy for this to be maintained, especially at this level. Grusch emerged as the hearing's star witness, but his evidence was largely second-hand. When asked, Grusch said he hasn't seen any of the recovered alien vehicles or bodies himself. While 2 former Navy fighter pilots alleged unidentified aerial phenomenon, neither said anything about their provenance. Grusch was alone among the witnesses in attributing them to extraterrestrials. My testimony is based on information I have been given by individuals with a long-standing track record of legitimacy, Grusch said in his opening statement. Shortly after the Intercept reached out to Grusch for comment for his story, Coulthard went on to Kumu's show and said that the Intercept was planning to publish confidential medical records about Grusch and that had been leaked by the intelligence community. Coulthard, an ardent defender of Grusch, told New Nation that Grusch believes the government may now be behind an effort to release his medical records in an effort to smear his credibility. Yeah, so his background, his past, using that to make it seem like he's not quite right in the head. Yep. This is a document that would be, if the media had done the right thing, it would be in his police department file. In the file in the county sheriff's office, Coulthard said in his interview with Kumu, but Dave has checked today because he's assumed that the journalist had done his homework and just asked the local sheriff for the files. The sheriff has confirmed it did not come from him. The only other place that had his information is the intelligence community. Dave's personal files inside the intelligence community were quite properly when anybody securely assist. Things like this have to be looked at, and somebody inside the intelligence community leaked it. Okay, a little bit more left. Coulthard went on to compare the purported leak to Richard Nixon's attempts to discredit Daniel Ellsberg, who shared the Pentagon Papers with the New York Times. I think there should be an inquiry into the circumstances of how sensitive records pertaining to a decorated combat veteran file found their way to a journalist not through the proper channels, Coulthard said. This could have been requested under FOI as in normal, but the county sheriff has confirmed that did not happen. In an interview Wednesday morning, Burchett reported false claim that Grusch's medical records had been leaked, going as far as to say that someone needs to lose their job. The records were not confidential, medical, or leaked. They're publicly available law enforcement records obtained under a routine Virginia FOIA requested a Ladue County Sheriff's Office and provided by the office. Copies of the Intercept correspondence with the Sheriff's Office are being published with the story. In a clip from a previous interview with Coulthard, this was endorsed in Tuesday's Kumu segment. Grusch suggested that his struggle with PTSD was behind him, so moving forward. Okay, so it says, I served in Afghanistan and I had a friend that committed suicide after I got back. Grusch told Coulthard, I dealt with that for a couple of years and I'm proud as a veteran not to become a statistic. Totally took care of that issue in my life and it doesn't affect me anymore. Echoes of Roswell. Coulthard's comments would not be the first instance of misinformed media coverage of Grusch's case. The law firm representing Grusch, Compass Rose Legal Group, issued a statement in June warning of misstatements in media reporting about the nature of their representation of Grusch, which they stressed was narrowly scoped. Whistleblower disclosure did not speak to the specifics of the alleged classified information that Mr. Grusch has now publicly characterised, and the substance of that information has always been outside the scope of Compass Rose representation. The statement says Compass Rose took no position and takes no position on the contents of the information. Guys, it's getting warm now. Stupid UK weather. Oh my god. Grusch's ability to keep his security clearance appears to contrast with the government's treatment of other employees. Shortly after President Joe Biden's inauguration, for example, dozens of White House staffers were reportedly denied clearance for past drug use, including in states where it's illegal. In June, technology website The Debrief first reported on Grusch's whistleblower disclosure, casting him as a decorated former combat officer, a phrase echoed repeatedly. I'd like to point out that the finding a decorated veteran who believes all sorts of insane conspiracy theories is not remarkable. Cracked Jack Murphy, a former Army Ranger turned journalist. I know many would love it if I wrote stories about George Soros, JFK. Debrief was authored by Leslie Keane, whose 2017 New York Times article helped drive much of the current wave of interest in UAPs. The Defense Department has flatly denied possessing any verifiable information to substantiate claims that programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed in the past or currently. Pentagon spokesman. The recent UFO hearing is an embarrassment to everyone involved. Stephen Aftergood, a longtime critic of government secrecy and former director of the Federation of American Scientists Project on Government Secrecy, told The Intercept, it's a symptom of the broader degradation of congressional discourse by providing a forum for preposterous claims and failing to challenge them. The House Committee makes legitimate oversight. Yep. How much longer is this gone for? Many years, Pentagon refused to explain the weather balloons. Hold on. Gone past that there. During the committee hearing, Luna referenced the 1947 discovery of mysterious aerial debris in the desert in Roswell, New Mexico, as evidence of long-standing contact with UFOs. Jesse Marcel, a military intelligence officer, and like Grusch, an Air Force major at the time, said that the debris was extraterrestrial in nature, but it later became clear that it was actually the remains of a weather balloon designed to detect atmospheric conditions in light of Russian nuclear testing. Weather balloons, spy balloons, kind of like more so in recent time, right? Mirroring that. For many years, the Pentagon refused to explain the weather balloon's true purpose due to its highly classified nature as part of Project Mogul, a top-secret Air Force program designed to detect Soviet bomb test. Many took the secrecy, which was indeed excessive, to mean that the government must be covering up the existence of extraterrestrial aircraft. Aftergood said that the misconception at the heart of the recent House hearing is similar to the legends that grew out at the event in Roswell. The embarrassment of the House hearing stems not so much from the issue itself, but fell from the failure to distinguish what is from what is fantasy. Okay. I think I'm on low battery as well, so I had to read that quick before the phone died. All in all, what's my thoughts on the matter? Like, what's my true opinion? Well, first and foremost, basically, you got a person, high position, combat veteran as well. You take that into consideration. Quite high up there, right? Aren't they? So you might be more likely to believe in them. The fact that they haven't experienced it themselves, they've only received information passed down or passed on to them, is it exactly true? They're only saying what they've heard, what's been passed on to them. I think to experience it for yourself, truly see it yourself, within line of being high up there, having the clearance, having the access possibly to things, or the chance and experience to witness it at some point or another, and then to come on out with it, yeah, that might hit hard. It might be more believable that. To just say that this happened because it was passed on by this other person, it might not be as believable to other people, right? You know, where's your actual proof? Where's the hard proof? Where's the hard evidence? That always seems to be lacking, right? Anything else to mention? The fact that he does have a bit of a past, the PTSD, the experience in Afghanistan and returning back, how that impacted him mentally. And his suicidal claims and the phone call made back then, alcoholism and substance use. Even if the person has overcome it with time, that their past can always be used against them, right? To discredit them, to make them appear bad, to make them appear as crazy. You can't trust them, they're not stable, right? Really, at the end of the day, the perfect situation would be if you had someone who's quite high up, who has received information, who has also seen it themselves, who may have photos and videos, somehow managed to leak it out there, post it, talk about it, has a clean past, a clean history, and done nothing wrong, no criminal charges. Maybe then maybe then people would believe you and so on. But they're the type of people that are immediately silenced and taken care of behind the scenes. I mean, even though it's not to do with UFOs, when you think of Mac Adventures, father and son on their bikes traveling across the US, and also focusing more on towards the end of time of their channel, looking at Area 51, crossing the line, the border, etc., the gate, and getting in trouble with the military, and then going quiet after like many months, maybe a year, returning back, but only the son, who looked completely different, weird body language, supposedly got in trouble, but was arrested previously, held in some detention thing or something, and maybe threatened and silenced because they did not continue after that, and different direction elsewhere in life. So, you know, when there's intervention, maybe from the government and from others, people can change in behaviour. I mean, there was a silly time where when I was covering the Kenny Veach case and the different theories, because I didn't cover it as much in some areas, people thought I was paid off by the government, that I was threatened by the men in black and so on. I'm not even from the US, so that says a lot, right? But yeah, I think we'll leave it there for now. Share your thoughts down below, your comments, you know, the recent news of the UFOs, aliens in general. Share your comments down below of any sightings you have experienced as well. If you've got any videos, feel free to post them on your channel and just have a look at them again. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later if you do check on into the other video. And yeah, goodbye.